Confidence. Conquering our doubt-feeding and non-validating communities by understanding the silent permissions. Most problems we face daily come from our social constructs, yet we do not need to blame our communities to become successful. We need to examine our communities and make things right. We start by breaking the stigma of avoiding to talk about the necessary things in our daily struggles and the fear of being judged or blamed for not being successful enough. When we understand the community constructs, other people can also benefit from us. Most people never really blossom the way they should and end up stagnating on their life's journey because they cannot rise over the doubts other community members project on them. Every community has a silent rule that most members bow to. These rules are never consciously created or verbalized. They develop with time, and they are the building blocks and are always very present. They play a big role in modeling and molding each member of that community. We call it the silent permission. Some people will get the silent permission to talk when they want and how they please, yet others still just dream of when somebody will listen to them or understand what they are trying to say. Some get the silent permission to misbehave and go unpunished, yet others are punished severely for the same crimes. It's like this. If we do not have the silent permission, we must toe the line, else we suffer. One of our primary goals must be to understand our communities and examine if our goals match. We have to understand the permissions we have, and if we do not want them, we change them as quickly as possible if they do not match with our dreams. It is not uncommon for two people to say the same thing and one person is simply ignored while the other is praised. At home or in our families, we give advice one way and nobody follows. Yet, one with the silent permission says the same thing and everybody follows like a religion. Two people can come up with the same idea, but everyone pays attention only to one person. That is not rejection. It's a lack of the silent permission, since the community doubts if we have the necessary competence in that area to bring the success. As we grow up, just our very own close friends and family members will place us in categories, and it becomes a silent rule to stay in that predefined box and not dare come out, or else we fail. Anytime we mention goals out of that box, we are confronted with doubts. Are you sure? Can you even do that? I don't think that's the kind of direction you should go. It doesn't fit in your style. And it goes on and on. All these doubt statements break our inner man, and we mostly stagnate without even trying. Generally, when we look pleasant, talk well, and or carry ourselves with pride, we easily get respect and acknowledgement, and it is assumed that we can get better results in everything we do. So it's all about the results we get depending on the success standards of our communities. If we grow up in a wealthy home, certain good standards are placed on us, and we get the silent permission to succeed. Yet even if we fail, we get the silent permission to succeed at a later time. On the other hand, if we grow up in ghettos, certain failure standards are equally placed on us, and we get the silent permission to fail. If we surprisingly succeed, we equally still get the silent permission to fail at a later time. Then again, when we are new to a community, the way we talk and the way we carry ourselves grant us certain privileges immediately. We get the silent permission, which are easily taken away once our background is revealed. For sure, some of us humans already know so well how to feed off the doubts of others about our capabilities and competence. So we devise smart methods of winning. We start to win without making excuses. This is for the most part just a small number of humans. A doubt-feeding community breaks the morals of most humans. It's a good practice to strive for a validating community. When we understand our values and validate our efforts, we do better. Anybody can blossom anytime in life. Information is always power. Knowledge is power. We create a confident community by validating each other. We sensitize each other and give everybody a chance to try their dreams out without interrupting with negative or doubtful comments. One thing is sure: when we understand our communities and know what we are dealing with, we start healing and do well too. That is the confidence we gain. We overcome the doubting barriers and thrive. It's a good practice to know our communities well and make sure to compare our goals before talking about our dreams to just anybody. That's just one way to find freedom. We should understand the communities we live in. It's a good practice to validate growing children. Our thoughts control our mindset, and children suffer most since they don't have the mindset to overcome the doubts projected on them. So from childhood, some carry bruises and seek to heal by hurting others just in the same ways they were hurt as children. Some start throwing doubtful comments and statements at others, and the cycle continues. Doubt and lack of validation are institutionalized, and the community becomes a prison for some or most members. We should equally be aware that we mostly unintentionally send out signals to others. This equally determines what permissions we get and how people interact with us and treat us. Some humans are born with a natural charm, yet we all can learn charm and empathy while growing up. When we allow the doubts to be our primary thoughts, we stagnate. True validating means acknowledging other people's emotions, thoughts, experiences, values, and beliefs. Validation, however, does not mean agreeing, trying to get someone to change and agree with us, or repeating what the other person is saying. Positive values are subjective, yet it's all about building a community with pleasant and well-balanced humans, where everybody somehow gets to be heard without judgment. The growth process continues, and it's all about love.